Cool. Welcome to another episode of Partnership Interviews with Journeyman. Today I'm here with Volker in Australia, but I'm not going to be telling you too much about Volker. Perhaps, Volker, can you give us a quick introduction of yourself and the company you work for?
Yes, my name is Volker. I work for our group of companies. So that is mainly ARC, which is architectural roofing and wall cladding. And there's some subsidiaries of that company. One of them is FASA. So basically FASA looks after all material needs, mainly imports from overseas, as well as manufacturing for the group, as well as external companies Australia-wide. ARC is a little bit the mothership of this construct. So basically ARC is the biggest installer of zinc and copper Australia-wide. I would say it's the longest established in the European techniques of Spengler workmanship.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not like this. Other companies much smaller, but they're all coming off from the English-Irish side of life.
Okay.
It's like they know how to work with lead, a little bit with copper, but certainly sort of like from a Spengler technique point of view, this is what we do. I've been here for a little bit over 18 years, almost 19 years now. So a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, but it sounds like you guys have quite the cool thing going with ARC Group and in that sense. But we talked a little bit just before the interview. You're actually from Germany as well, right? I mean, what brought you to Australia? I mean, we're talking about our journeyman, right? We're talking about our German Spenglers and Swiss Spenglers going over and joining our ARC and roofers in some cases as well. But it seems you've gone through a similar journey, so to say, 18 years ago. What brought you to Australia?
That's a good fact. Can't remember. It was obviously, I think 23 or something, 23 or 24 back then. And I don't know, it's just, I wanted to see something else. And it's sort of like, there was always this kind of, back home, I kind of grew up a little bit south of Munich, and you do things day in, day out.
Yeah.
And then which wasn't a bad thing, that was a good thing. But always when you're young, you want to see something a little bit, something else.
Yeah.
So, and then combined with a little bit work and travel, let's go to Australia. And sort of like back then, there was no journeyman around, which was a little bit unfortunate. It was different days back then.
Course,
so I basically hopped onto a plane, and then by accident, more or less, I ended up here. And then basically, the journey started with I started on work holidays, visa, sponsorship, permanent residency, citizenship, and so forth.
And now it's 18 years later, and poof.
18 years later?
Yes. Okay, well, sounds quite like quite a journey. But we're not mainly talking about you today. We're also talking about our other journeyman. So just for people that don't know about us, so we basically send highly skilled tradespeople. So in Volker's and our roofing's case, roofers and Spenglers, or metal roofers and Spenglers, but also other trades such as carpenters, etc., abroad to Australia, but also to the US, Canada, and New Zealand. Do you have any journeyman with you at the moment? And is there perhaps also some kind of funny anecdote you can tell us about the time you've had with them there?
Well, yes, I think at the moment we have probably 3 or 4 guys that I know of. One of them, probably the most popular, is Michael Shoemaker.
Yeah.
That's his real name. Still laughing. And that's actually that's the funny anecdote, because obviously with a name like that, everyone goes like, yeah, right, bullshit.
And can you get at least a good driver?
I don't know. Like, I've seen him working. He's a very good worker. About his driving skills, I'm not so sure. And sort of like the people that I met, generally speaking, they're very good. Most of them sort of like very similar history to what I had. Obviously, young people. It doesn't matter if you're a bit older, but basically they want to see something new. And yeah, when they come out here, indeed, that is something new. It is very different to what you would be doing in Germany, Austria, Switzerland. What we do here is not the norm overseas. Let's put it like that.
Okay. Now, okay, so you've got 4 people there on site, and we've been working with you guys since, I think, 2018, 2017, ever since before the COVID pandemic, I think. With a short break, of course, the COVID pandemic impacted everyone. But what would you say was the main reason for starting to look for overseas talent? I mean, it must be quite the familiar concept for you, because you actually came from Germany, but it might not be for other companies. Like other companies might be like, why would we get somebody from Germany or something? What was your main reason for starting to look into this avenue?
Okay, so it's quite obvious. It's sort of like you look for trained people or specialists. And this is basically, we have the same problem in Australia which you have overseas. There's just a general shortage of tradespeople. The matter becomes even worse if you are highly specialized. If you're doing those high-end jobs that we do, you need even better tradespeople. You need kind of the top of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
And then things become really interesting from a recruitment point of view.
Yeah.
And obviously you try to reach out to whatever channels you can. And obviously Journeyman, you're one of them. What is good on Journeyman is basically it takes the difficulty a little bit out of the process. It's sort of like if you, I'm not saying migrate, but if you leave the country, you go on the other side of the world, it helps a little bit if things are organized for you, or at least if you have someone, that can support you in that, or with that process. So that definitely helps. Yeah.
Okay. Now you're talking about the help that we gave to you guys as our grouping, or as the Casa group, in terms of admin, visas, etc. Would you also say that it's good for the candidates to have somebody to talk to? I mean, there's always friction when you come to a new place, and you don't understand the language 100%. Would you say that's also been something that helped the candidates actually have a better understanding of the way things work on site?
Yeah, it's sort of like we are a very international team. Like
Okay.
everyone that works here, we are Swiss, German, Austrian, English, Brazilian. We have the whole world here. And the thing is, it's sort of like with English, it's sort of like when I came to Australia, my English was very limited. And it's sort of like you must pick up. And the first year or so, I worked with nothing but Aussies. So you're basically, you're forced to learn. But this is the beauty in Australia. It's a country full of migrants, more or less. And it just works. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you somehow you can wiggle yourself through. And the nice thing is you're almost forced to learn and pick up on things, because otherwise you feel a little bit silly. So, because no one is waiting for you. Everyone just talks, yada, 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 yada. And yeah, but obviously it's sort of like there's other things. Obviously you need to open a bank account, visas and this and that and God knows what. Very administrative things. And yes, it's sort of like it. Obviously it can help if you have someone like Journeyman, a background that you can guide a little bit. But also from our point of view, as a company, we can offer that. Like it's sort of like no one is getting left behind. We can help people with certain things. If there's a problem with this and that, I would say there was never ever a problem that we could not solve.
Okay, great. No, but I think you guys are also a little bit the exception, right? We also work with companies that never had international people before. So I think you guys are just really, really well set up. And I think that has to do, as you said, with Australia just being a very international country.
Yes.
And also I think just the type of work you do. So the Spengler work is something you need very specialized skills for, which you perhaps can't find locally.
That's right.
Yeah. Would you say that so we always like to see that there's a bit of an exchange knowledge between the journeymen that go abroad and the people that are like full time on site? Would you say there's a bit of back and forth learning. So our journeymen learning a little bit about the way you guys do things and the other way around as well. So can they bring some of that knowledge, or would you say, hey, because we're so international, that's pretty much a gift?
It's a little bit give and take.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, it's sort of like the level that our company is on, and people can look that up on the internet. What we do, in particular with copper and zinc, that is, there's only very few companies worldwide that are on that level.
Okay.
And we have, when people come here, there is few that have seen or can do what we can do. All others, they actually expand the skill set here. They all come with certain skill levels. Some are here, some are there, wherever it is.
Yeah.
But we also heard from people that were very skilled. One of the nicest things that you can actually be told as a company, someone told us, I came here and I had a very good set of skills, but you gave me the opportunity to actually apply my skills.
Yeah. Okay.
And to apply the skill. We gave him jobs and the pure opportunity to work on jobs that you would. It's very, very unlikely to see all those jobs coming up overseas, because there's
even in Germany, even in Germany or Switzerland, probably.
Absolutely. Like we've done, just as an example, we've done for someone a woven copper ceiling. There was a house that was just sold for $16 million. Phone rings. Architect that we know, he says, I want a woven copper ceiling. I couldn't believe that. The woven copper ceiling, what are you dreaming of? And I said, oh, no. As a client against that.
I had to look it up, so I'm looking at pictures right now. How do you spell woven? VOLDE.
It's WOVEN, copper ceiling, and that was installed at a place. It was called Number 1 Wingledale Place in Sydney. That's one, the street number, and Wingledale is WINGDALE, Wingledale Place. Yeah, Point Piper.
Wow.
It's a very wealthy area.
I don't like it. Yeah. No, but it looks like wow. Yeah, and I mean, just from your that you guys built there, it's incredible. But yeah, but it's really good to hear that people can actually use their skills, because our skills, or is the work going to be as high quality as I do in Germany, for example? And I think with you guys, that's really a given. So perhaps a last question before we wrap up. How have I mean, you're very international, so I don't think that's a problem, but how did your local crews react to, let's say, foreigners coming on board? Was there ever any friction between kind of the more permanent people and kind of the, our guys that come for a year or so?
No. This is also in the culture of the company. It's sort of like you're getting, obviously it is expected that you are open for things and that you work with the team. Like this is a given. But if you have the right attitude, we more or less absorb you. This is what it is. You're just being made part of the team. And again, it's sort of like, if there's a language barrier or whatever it is, that is all not a problem. Because again, we have Austrian, German, Swiss Germans, we have the English, we have the Brazilians, we have the Filipinos, and it all just works together. You can look down in the workshop. I think we have 9 nationalities down there, and it's not a problem. It's just everything is very fluent, and it's also, I believe, it's a good experience, because there's nothing to be scared of. You just go out there, you meet new people, and I would say that a vast majority of the people that have come through here over the years on work and holiday visas, journeyman, and so forth, most of them, they have grown. Once they finish up here, or like me and several others, you just get stuck.
Like Michael Schumacher.
Actually, Schumacher told me after 2 weeks, he says, Don't you worry. He said, I stay. I'm not going back.
I think even his family came to visit him and stayed for a bit and something like that. So
His dad arrived, I think, 2 days ago. Yes, and
Oh, well.
yes, he was. The siblings are now here. It was all a little bit crazy. Just more and more of them coming in. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, the Schumacher, but not the
exactly.
racers. Yeah, okay.
Not the racer.
Okay. Yeah. No, but it sounds like you made me. When I listened to you, I wish I'd be like 12 years younger, and I'd come work for you guys in Australia for a year. I'm not a Spengler, but I'm sure I'd find somewhere.
I had my old TAFE teacher and my old boss. They're both well in their 70s.
Yeah.
And like we always stayed in contact over the years.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how old the TAFE teachers, but I think he's more towards the 80s than the 70s. And he always said, one day we come and visit you. And they came last October. They flew in. And then even he said in his age, he said, if I would be 10 years younger, I would be here.
That's great. Okay. Yeah, nice.
Yes, but just shows.
Yeah, no, but that's great. I mean, it seems like you guys have a really good thing going. We're very happy with Journeyman that we're able to support that success story and send you a couple of good guys. I think a couple of more guys are coming in towards the mid-year, end of year. I think you have some very cool projects coming up.
Yes.
Is there anything, Volker, that you'd like to add about your experience for anybody that's kind of on the edge about thinking, hey, should we partner up with Journeyman? Should we go for this? Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, look, that's like I must say, so like throughout what I know with Journeyman, obviously, is what I mentioned before. It kind of it helps the matter, if you're not sure. Again, there's nothing to be scared of, but this whole process. If you have someone that can guide you with that, that's always a plus. And yeah, it's when I look back and exactly what you said, I wish I would be 10 years younger. When you're in that age, come for a year. Come for half a year is a little bit short. Come for a year. That year, when you're mid-30s, mid-40s, mid-50s, doesn't matter. If you stay at home, you won't remember. If you were here, you will remember.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for this conversation, Volker. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and you have a great day.
No problem. You're more than welcome. Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.